Hi, Erin. We are live on Facebook. Welcome to Lunch with LeAnn.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we were doing our pre-interview conversation and I didn't get myself all set up properly because I was so engaged with your stories, which is perfect because we're going to talk about stories. So forgive me guys while I'm kind of multitasking here. I really am paying attention. I just have multiple screens coming.
Absolutely.
So today we have Erin Riley with Lunch with LeAnn. So welcome, Erin.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, what are you having for lunch today?
Okay, that's a great question. I was just in another meeting and I was hungry. So all I got to grab here was some Trader Joe's whole milk Greek yogurt and apricot and mango.
Yes.
So, it's so good. What are you having? Because you have such elaborate lunches and it's so impressive.
Well, I know. So I do love lunch. I also love food, guys. That's why all these conversations, it's not like coffee chat with LeAnn, it's lunch with LeAnn because I love to eat. So again, I have some shredded chicken that has some corn in it and some salsa and spinach. But what I'm really excited about, because I always have to have one thing, right? I'm pretty boring with my spinach salads, but they're good. So I don't know if any of you have heard of Global Gardens, but Global Gardens is an amazing program through Janus, and through the Janus is the parent nonprofit, but the Global Gardens is a part of it, and it's a local farmer spray-free subscription service that you can sign up for, and all of the farmers are refugees who have come to Idaho. So it's a really cool connection with the community. And so I got my first delivery yesterday for the year, and we get them once a week. And this year they're doing, they do the pickup spots, but they also do home delivery. So it came to my house. Yeah. So I'm having nappies that are delicious. So good job to my local farmers who I will soon know very soon. So excited for that. That's what I'm having for lunch. When you eat Greek yogurt, what's your Greek yogurt of choice? Do you have one?
Oh, yeah. So I really don't like the fat-free stuff. So that's kind of hard to find. So Trader Joe's is great because they have the whole yogurt. And this one's the apricot mango because I really love mangoes. And the other one that I like is their strawberry vanilla. And usually I have them in a smoothie in the morning, which I put a Red Bull in because I need my caffeine. It's kind of gross and delicious all at the same time.
You heard it here first. Erin has Red Bulls in her smoothies. Who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That is awesome. Well, Erin, I'm super excited you're here today. We're going to talk about storytelling.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really fun conversation. But first, there may be people who are viewing this who don't know what your job here is at LINC. So would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah. So my official title is very long, and it's the Personal Assistance Services Program Educator and Referral Coordinator. So essentially my job is to talk to people who want to get on in-home care services, primarily through Medicaid. So they will call me and I can guide them through how to sign up and who they need to talk to. And then people who are, again, primarily through Medicaid, given hours for in-home care service, they can use our service, our program, our personal assistance services program, and I talk with their caregivers, their personal assistants, get them through orientation. It's a lot of talking, it's a lot of education, and it's a lot of storytelling in so many different ways. And then I'm also head up the annual training every year for the personal assistants. So that's a fun project for me because I want to make it bigger, better, and more interesting every year. And I don't know how to do that with policies, but I try.
Yeah, the content, you have to zhuzh up the content, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So since we're here to talk about storytelling, can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in storytelling or your personal journey with storytelling?
Yeah. So first and foremost, I'm the youngest of 5 kids, so I have been talking forever uh, and telling stories for a very long time. But in a official capacity, I started storytelling with another local nonprofit called Story Night. They're a great evening program once a month. They have locals come on and talk without notes on a theme for 10 minutes as the featured storytellers. And then they do a drawing to see if anybody in the audience wants to do 5 minutes, again, with no notes on the theme in front of a whole audience. And so I started out as the 5-minute story slammer. Because I had had a shot of tequila at the time and decided that I'd just throw my name in. And so that all of a sudden I caught the bug, and I have been a featured storyteller 2 times and a story slammer like 2 or 3 times. And then I thought, I want to keep going with this. And so then I became a stand-up comedian. Because why not, right?
Right.
So that's kind of my very short journey into the past few years. It's been about 5 years since I've started with the Story Night, 4 or 5 years, and so yeah, like I said, I caught the bug, but I think I always had it. You can ask my mom; I think she would agree.
Right. I think that's the same. I'm the youngest of 9. So I also, people joke that I asked questions when I was younger, and now in my coaching, all I do is ask people questions. Tell me more about that. Or why is this? So I think we do have those little glimpses into our childhood as to how we got here.
Yeah, exactly. You're the best question asker. I think I told you that one time after a meeting. I was like, man, you always come up with the best questions. I never think about those because I'm really bad at asking questions, but I'm really great at talking.
Well, good. We're a good pair then, because I'll ask the question. You can talk. Yeah. Well, I'm going to make sure that my family watches that you appreciate my question asking, because I'm pretty sure my childhood car was pulled over from time to time due to my question asking. So a couple of things that I think we'd love to talk about specific to storytelling and bringing it to the independent living movement. So how do you see storytelling being so critical in the work and the mission that we have here at LINC around independent living?
Oh my gosh. So I think storytelling is critical for the independent living movement and LINC specifically because we have so many stories. They're so impactful. It has to do with advocating for ourselves and telling our own personal stories, informing the community through our consumer stories, which is basically, getting awareness out for the things that we do. The best way to do that is to tell a story as opposed to, here are the facts. This is what we do. Here are the percentages. Although I do not at all want to alienate people who love facts and data, because I do too. But stories are great because it also brings people together and makes a real connection. And I think so often people in our community, in the disability community, feel so alone. And by sharing stories, it's a real chance and a real way to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. This person has almost the same type of story as I do. I want to meet this person, or look what this person did. Can I do that for myself? And it just is like the snowball effect. And so I just think, storytelling is just, I just think it's so awesome. It's just so amazing. There's just so many things about it.
Yeah. And I love, like, I cannot do data and facts, but I have watched masterful storytellers use data and use facts and use that, when you're that analytical thinker, to actually frame up a story too. It's so powerful. Yeah. So stories come with so many different components to it, but our personalities and our flares are so critical in our storytelling.
Yes.
Love absolutely. That. So you've attended a nonprofit storytelling conference, yes?
Yes, I did. So last October, I went to San Diego. LINC is amazing. If another like feather in our cap as an organization is the professional development, right? That happens, and storytelling is my passion. And there happens to be a nonprofit storytelling conference, and so I went and just learned so many amazing things. It was a lot to do with fundraising and donor relationships and things like that. But I think what we talked about was adaptation, right? So maybe not necessarily we use the tools for that specific fundraising or donor relations, but relationships are relationships with everybody. Again, with community members. We do advocacy in the legislature, down at the Capitol. These are great tools that we can take, we can share, and then we can basically put out into the community or talk to lawmakers, things like that, when we use these rules, these tips, these tricks. So I was so thankful to go there. It was amazing.
Yeah, well, and I think that's so great because you talk about your story being 5 years or, you know, your journey since childhood becoming the storyteller, but we can always learn and grow, right? And we're mastering our craft, and that investment in something that we're passionate about or our skills are in is so positive. So for the people who are listening, which it looks like Paul was on, we have Mitzi on. So hi, Mitzi. Hi, Paul. Those are just the people I saw that identified. So for those people who, do want to grow their storytelling skills or that piece, what are some things they can do to do that?
Yeah, so that is a great question. So one, locally, we have a great nonprofit. Again, Story Night. I just have to advocate on their behalf, right? Is that they have great workshops, they have great guides, they have tools, and it's local. So I always love local. And love promoting local. But also I went to this fundraiser. We have a handout. We can put it up later of the 7 rules of storytelling, which is great. And the reason why I love it so much is that it's not just in words, but there's also pictures with it. And so I love when that happens. I love pictures too. I mean, it's great when we can make it in our mind, but actually looking at it is amazing. And so the other thing too, and I love storytelling. I am heavy in storytelling podcasts sometimes, The Moth from NPR. They do the short storytelling as well. There are so many people out there who are willing to not just share their story, but share their skills. And so they're just great resources out there. And I know that we can post some too. Oh, no.
I said, absolutely, I'd love to. Sorry, I was muted. That's the second week in a row I've done that to myself. I think some other really cool tools is just to practice with people you feel safe with, that are responsive, that will give you good feedback. And one ways we have at LINC is those peer-to-peer groups. So there's 3 of them every week. We have the the PA focused one on Tuesdays. Wednesdays we have Community Connection, which is open to all community members, and Fridays we have an employer focused one in the afternoon. So if you want information about that, it's on our website, and you can also email info@LINC, LINC, Idaho, spelled out IDAHO, idaho.org. So again, info@linkidaho.org, and we can get you all that information, because practice, I mean, really practice is such a good thing. And there's lots of ways. There's local, there's Toastmasters, there's, you know, we may or may not have something at our IL conference in September around storytelling. So keep that under your hat, but we're excited to see all of those things. So Erin, would you mind just closing us out before we say ciao for our lunchtime, and maybe tell us a story? Because I know you've had one that has been pretty impactful for you.
Yeah, so I think the most impactful story actually comes out of that nonprofit storytelling conference. I met a gal down there who works with independent living centers and day homes. And she actually works in an organization that helps with providing funding. Specifically, there is a program that they give iPads out to people who are nonverbal. And so she said that they went to this day home or this day group, and there was Justin, he's 37, and he's always there, and he's always sitting right in front of the TV. And so he has been nonverbal his whole life. So they gave him the iPad. They were like, what's he gonna say? This is gonna be great. What's his first word gonna be? And it wasn't a word, it was a sentence, and it was turn off the TV. Because what they found out was that there was a baseball game on, because there was always sports on, and he hates baseball. And so I guess, for the last, I don't know how many years, he was just like, I really wish to say, turn off that darn TV.
Yeah.
Way to advocate in your first sentence, right? For yourself.
Right? That guy's got the kind of spirit I like, right? Like, you gotta go right. And I think that's so important, because storytelling in our communities looks different. Some people will do it in the written word. Some people will do it in this type of environment. Some people will do it on a stage. Some people will call their senator or representative to tell them their story so that they can represent them in the legislative sessions. And so it's so critical. Another really cool way to tell your story when you're awesome, like Judy Human, is to write a book.
Yes.
Right? So again, yep, there's our books. So Erin and I are working hard on our book club that's coming your way. So another teaser. It's also a great way reading someone else's story can help ignite your storytelling. So
yes.
Very excited. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She is
amazing. Yeah, we're already really diving into it. So it's exciting stuff. Well, we try to keep these at 10 to 15 minutes, and knowing Erin and I, it's 12:17. So I'm not surprised we went a little over, but really hope you guys enjoyed your time with Lunch with LeAnn and Erin today, all about storytelling. I hope it came through okay. I did see a couple of unstable internet pieces. So, technology, it just happens, but
yeah,
I'm hungry. Erin's already eaten lunch, but she may need additional.
I think I need more.
So you guys have a great day, and ciao for now.
Bye.